Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder outside, but it is currently raining and my plans of recording outside in the beautiful sunshine were a no-go, so I'm stuck inside. Anyway, for today's video, I will be talking about 5 different things that you can do when you feel far from God. I know I have certainly had seasons where I've felt distant and far from God, and these 5 things that there's a few that I've done, and there's a few that I plan on trying when that comes, but I hope these tips help you guys out, especially when you feel far from God. So the first tip that I have for you guys is journal your prayers. In a Bible vlog that I did last month, I talked about a method that I started doing for prayer journaling, and it has definitely helped me to narrow down prayers, to narrow down my thoughts, especially when I pray. As somebody who tends to ramble a lot, it has helped me pinpoint stuff that needs to be prayed for, who I should be praying for, what I should be praying for, and just has helped me organize my prayer life. So definitely journaling your prayers is one thing that I recommend doing. Take some time to reflect. Obviously this is going to look different for everybody, but some examples for reflecting can be to write, just sit and write down your thoughts. Doesn't necessarily have to be a prayer, but you can just write down your thoughts. Go for a walk and spend time with God on that walk. Admire His creation on that walk. Listen to worship music, or just sit in His presence. Just being in God's presence and taking time to reflect on life and thanking Him is one way to help you be closer to Him, bring you back to Him. I know it's definitely helped me living out here in Florida for a month and a half now. I'm still in awe at how beautiful everything is out here. The sunshine is absolutely stunning, obviously when it's not raining like today, but just being outside in His creation and taking time to reflect and be in His presence while reflecting has helped out a lot as well. So I recommend taking some time to reflect. And I feel like this one is obviously an obvious one, but fill your mind with His word. Spending time in scripture is one that I know I struggle with a lot. Trying to read my Bible daily is something that I struggle with. I will spend probably like 2-3 hours in His word one day, and then we'll go a couple days without getting into His word, which then turns into me feeling far from God, and then feeling just very depressed and anxious and definitely not in His presence. So filling your mind with His word, reading scripture, and just spending time with Him reading scripture is something that is a necessity in this walk that we call life, on this journey that we take with Him. He wants us to be with Him. He wants to be in our presence. He wants to be a part of our everyday lives. So definitely reading His word is a way of growing your relationship and being with God. Like I mentioned earlier, I still struggle reading the Bible every day, but when I do, I always feel in a better mood when I read His word, when I'm with Him for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It just always helps me feel better. So filling your mind with His word, basically reading scripture, is definitely something that will help you when you feel far from God. And I guess this 4th one kind of goes hand in hand with the second one. So the 4th tip is create quiet time. create quiet time with God. So obviously that can look different for everybody. Kind of like in the second tip where I suggested, taking a walk and just being with God in his presence. That can also be a quiet time as well too. Sit somewhere or go outside where you won't have any distractions, where you turn your phone off, or you're just by yourself with no distractions. Just being in his presence can help out when you feel far from God. I have never created a quiet time with God, even though I feel like I should, because it is helpful. Everyone's different. My quiet time is when I'm reading his scripture. Or I guess this isn't technically quiet time, but my time with God is when I also listen to worship music as well. So create quiet time with God with zero distractions, or a distraction that is of his. So like worship music, reading scripture, or prayer. And the last thing I have for you guys is live in his light, meaning we are called to be different. When we accept Jesus into our lives and we become a newborn Christian, a follower of Christ, we are called to be different. We are called to reflect his life and light in this world. So a way of doing that is by living in his light, showing people who are different from us kindness, love, respect. I know it can be hard sometimes, especially when people are difficult, but we are called to be his lights in this world. And we're called to be different because, believe it or not, people are watching us. People are watching our actions, our attitudes. And if we say we're, followers of Christ, but we live differently, people are going to see that. We should live in his light. I know I keep saying this, but we should live in his light. We should reflect Jesus in this life, in this world, so that way people can see the love of Jesus. So that way people can see the love that Jesus has shown to us and to them. Well, everyone, that is it for this video. I hope you guys find this video helpful in any way, shape, or form. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's anything that you guys do that helps you when you feel far from God, any way that has brought you closer to him whenever you feel far. Leave it down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Click that notification bell so that you guys are notified whenever I post a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye.